Hello friends, my name is Shivam from DevOps Schools and I will help you to enable your learning process in various technologies of DevOps, artificial intelligence, machine learning, big data and many more. This is our initiative to help you by sharing multiple tutorials and videos. And if you want any specific tutorials or any particular topic, then please do comment in the below comment section and I will help you with it. Also, please subscribe to our premium services on YouTube, which will give you access to more content and videos to enhance your knowledge about all these topics. Also, if you want me to help you with regards to the online trainings and classroom sessions by our qualified trainers, then please do write me at contact@devopsschool.com. Thank you.
What we call it? See here, you have a C drive. In the C drives, you have a program files, windows, users. Okay. In the Linux, you want to see that? Linux, what do you want to see that? Let me show you here. Have you seen this, guys? These images? Any one of you?
Yes.
So what is this called? Root file system. Yes. Guys, these are called root file system. Linux is very easy to explain, by the way. Okay. So these are the root file system. So remember, file system means what? Collections of directories and files for one specific purpose. So this is a root file system. Okay, guys, how many root file system you have? So many, at least in Linux, so many. You know RHEL, CentOS, you know Ubuntu, you know Fedora,
Yes.
you know SUSE, you know Kali. All these are, you think it's operating system? Wrong, wrong. If you say RHEL, CentOS, Ubuntu, Fedora, SUSE, Kali is an operating system, we are wrong actually. Because it's not operating system, it is a flavor of root file system. Okay, because operating system means kernel, and kernel we have only one. So all this, whatever you see here, what they did with this company, this vendor, this community, what they did, they copied the source code of Linux kernel, and on top of it, they wrote their own file system. Such as RHEL said, we will have a YUM for a package manager, and Ubuntu said we will have a APT for the package manager. So they wrote their own file system. So whatever, that's the reason you see the sometimes differences in a different. Nowadays is becoming a streamline, but earlier you had a lots of differences in this root file system. Okay, Solaris were having different Unix, Linux, different variants were having different. Nowadays, slowly is coming back to the streamlining. Okay, so did you understand, guys? Root file system. What is a root file system?
Yes. Yeah.
Now, guys, one more we need to understand. We call it a user file system. What is a user file system? Anything when I log in, let's say Rajesh Kumar logged in, and the moment I logged in, I see some file system. Only I can see. No one can see. Yes, I repeat, only I can see. No one else can see. This is a user file system. Look at that. It has some specific purpose. Here you have a desktop. Whose desktop? My desktop. This is a my downloads, some downloads. Whose downloads directory? My download is users one. Okay, these all are mine. No one else can see except me and then administrator, root we call it. Root has a permission to see everything, but if you are a normal user like a Rajesh Kumar to, let's say, uh, Salinder or whatever it is, so then you cannot see. This is only I can see, but this is my file system. Each user get the same file system. If you see, each user get the same one, but I will write here 11.txt. He cannot see, and he will write something I will not see, but the mapping will be same. He will also have a desktop, documents, download, favorite, this, that, and stuff like that. So guys, this is called user file system. There's one more file system which we have. It's called app file system. App file system, the one which someone said here, runtime library. Okay, runtime library. So here we have an app file system. So where is the app file system? Let's look at this. So typically what happens, I install all of my software in the C tools. So now you want to know Maven file system. Here it is. You want to know Jenkins file system. Here it is. You want to know new Selenium file system. Here it is. You want to know Java file system. Here it is. This is the files. You see the file system means collections of files and directories. So guys, this is the app file system. Okay. So now I hope you understood all of this. So guys, here the question was very simple. What are the resources we need to run one app software? So you need a mount. Mount means, guys, you need everything. You need boot to run any one app. Okay, we need a boot plus root plus user and plus last one is app itself. Now, did you understand that?
Yeah.
So guys, here you want to run app. Think about it. So for this, you need a Tomcat. For Tomcat, what we need? Java. Java, what you need? Operating system means this one. Operating system means these two things together. Boot plus root is equal to operating system. If you only call it a boot, that's a kernel. Only call it a root, the one which you experience at the root location. The one which you see at the root location. User, you will be created whatever on your user home. Okay, so now I understood, guys. So here, what we need? Mount all of which 111. You need one, you need one, you need one, you need one. Together, we call it a mount. What we call it? A mount. 1111. So here we need a one. Now, guys, CPU and RAM. What is a CPU RAM? You know, here, if I show you, look at this very simple detail. Almost something similar you get in Linux also. Conceptually, all are same, by the way. So here, if you look at this, CPU and RAM, look at this here, CPU and RAM. So how this CPU and RAM is getting here? CPU and RAM is coming from whom, C groups. Any one of you have heard about it? C groups? Anyone?
No.
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 So even I have not heard about it. So let's Google it. C groups. And here all. And now here you see, I read it, I got it. And the answer is very simple here. C groups. Guys, what is having C groups? C groups abbreviated from control group, that's okay, is a Linux kernel feature, okay, that limit accounts for and isolate the resource uses. Isolate the resource uses. Okay, fine. Such as resource uses such as CPU, memory, disk input and output, network, etc. Wonderful. Okay. But for what? Of a collections of processes. So in short, if I tell you, if you have not understood, I understood the things. C groups allocate CPU, RAM, etc. to PID. Okay, understand that? See here. Look at this here. Look at this here. You must be seeing here each application is associated with the PID and each application is associated with the CPU and then RAM. So what they do, C groups, the C group CG is allocated CPU to the PID and the PID asks for CPU and then they get it CPU and RAM allocated. Limit, you may set it, but by default there is no limit. Okay, so that is the C groups is doing. C groups allocate because if I why they need why they allocate the CPU and RAM to the processes ID. The reason is if you do not, if you want to measure which application is using which particular, how much CPU and how much memory, then how do you know? If I ask you, okay, uh, uh, guys, tell me this Chrome.exe is using how much RAM? How do I know? How do you know? Because you may be running the multiple Chrome.exe. See here Firefox.exe, Firefox.exe, Firefox.exe. So if I tell you, think simple. If I tell you I want to know this Firefox exe how much that is consuming. So how do you know? So you can come to know using this PID because this Firefox has a different PID and different uses of RAM and CPU. Are you getting my points, guys, or not?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So now the question was, okay, question was, what are the resources we need to run one app, one software? So we need a hardware. On top of that, we need an operating system. And then operating system, you got it. And you understand the operating system, meaning of operating system. Please understand this here. This is operating system. Okay, together. So here you need one user to be created on top of operating system. And then you need a mount also, the one which you see here. Okay, and then you need a PID, one PID ID you need for your applications. But you know, this is important because you don't have a PID, you will not get CPU and RAM. See here, proof is here. So it come from this PID. And now guys, if you, this is running your applications, okay, and then after that you need to access that application from the internet network, then you need a network. Okay, one port, remember one app, one port. You don't need 10 ports for that. Do you need 10 port for it? No. So guys, what we need? 1 1 1 1. But guys, allowed in OS. What is allowed in OS? So let's understand first what I'm talking about. So guys, here, you know one thing, this user, this user is being created by what library in operating system? Anyone know? This user is been created by what libraries in operating system? Anyone has an idea? No problem. So guys, let me ask you one thing. What is kernel? You understand that, right? So guys, class is a basically abstract. Okay, abstract. And from that abstract, this is like a car class. From that abstract, you can create as many objects you want. There's no limit for it. There's no limit for it. Remember, class itself is a code and object is instantiation of the code. That means copy of code. Correct now?
Yeah.
So here, now you must be thinking why I'm discussing all that. So guys, think about it very simple way. Kernel is a computer program. Guys, there's a type of computer program. Yeah, think about it. Type of kernel programs. Okay, what we call it, this we call it namespaces. What we call it? Namespaces. Look at this here. See here. Okay. See here. This is the good image, I guess. This is a small image, by the way. See here, this is a good image. See here. Look at this. These are the kernel spaces for the process management, memory management. So these are the kernel namespaces. So this system is hacking H. So here, what is this? We call it namespaces. What do we call it? Types of kernel program, aka name spaces, namespace. So I'll just type kernel namespaces. That will be much simpler. This is the kernel namespace. Look at this, guys. This image is a good one. Okay. See here. This is the namespaces. So guys, in a project, in a product, you have a multiple classes, and each classes, just now you said you can create as many instances you can have it. So guys, what is happening? Think simple. Kernel is a computer program. This is a type of kernel program, aka namespace. And these namespaces are network, mount, PID, user. These are namespace. So what user is user namespace can do? Think as a class. User is a think as a class. Okay, though we call it a namespaces. Just to explain you in a simple way, I'm asking. Think user is a class. So guys, how many users you can create? Tell me.
Multiple.
Multiple. Wonderful. So you can create a multiple user. So guys, here network. How many network you can create? Multiple. Same method. Think simple. Now here, when I say mount means C drive and E drive starting with everything. Mount means this one, boot plus root, because until the user logged in, you get this one, right? Boot plus root. Okay. But how many mounts you need it after the kernel? Kernel is already there, right? Kernel is already there in this. So after that, what you need? Mount. This one you need it, right? On top of it. Are you getting my points?
Yes.
This mount, how many mount you can create? Guys, in short, if I tell you.
One.
No. Multiple. Just now you said no. You can create mount multiple. You can create mount multiple. That means C drive and D drive is equal to mount, something like that. C drive. How many C drive you can create? Multiple. Guys, this is called one P map. Okay. This is a P map. In short, we call it a PID. PID total, we call it a PID. This whole things we call it a PID, by the way. Okay, PID. This is the 4 process mapping. Starting with the 0, 1, 2, 3, all this stuff. So here, what do we call it? PID. So now how many PID you can create it? Multiple. Think simple. Multiple. So theoretically, if I speak, kernel has namespaces. There is a different kind of namespaces like net, mount, PID, user. So which are those? Let's look at this. So guys, this user get created from, by which user namespace? Okay, think simple. You'll understand this. This user get created by user namespace and by MNT namespace. Here, this PID be created by PID namespace and network port by net namespace. Here you have it. You just now saw that. See here. So here I was discussing about you have a hardware, then top of that operating system. On top of that kernel, you have user, mount, PID, network created by user namespace, mount namespace, PID by PID namespace, and by net namespace, which I have just shown you in this image itself. I'm just learning myself also. Okay, but the question is, I can theoretically, I can create as many network, as many mount, as many PID, as many users. We discussed this one, but how many allowed by this Linux guys and Windows guys? How many allowed? So when you boot your system, how many users you can create in one operating system, guys? Tell me. How many? Multiple. Okay, wonderful.
Multiple.
That means this is respected, right? This user, you can allow multiple. That is good. That's good. They're allowing you to create as many users want. Wonderful. But guys, how many mounts you can create in one operating system? When I say mount, that means how many C drive you get in one operating system?
One.
Only one. How many process PID you get it? PID means this is the one. How many PID you got it here? You see here PID. How many PID you got it?
One.
Only one. Wonderful. So guys, here you got one. Here you got one. How many network you get it on the one operating system? Network means, let's say Apache running on 80 port. Can I run the Tomcat also on 80 port? Possible?
No. No.
So how many
No.
network you got initialized?
One.
See, this is the problem. Think simple. To run one app, I need one, 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 one. Whereas allowed in operating system, multiple one, one, one. Allowed by kernel. I'm saying kernel, not operating system. When I say operating system, then we say Microsoft Windows different variant, which is called root file system plus together. But here I'm saying kernel, allowed by kernel, multiple.
Rajesh,
Huh?
how come runtime or a mount is only one by operating system?
Mount means C drive and D drive.
So I can create number of C drive, D drive, E drive, right?
Can you create a C drive multiple?
No, I can create C drive, D drive, E drive, number of drive, whatever I want, right?
Oh, no. I said, can you create a multiple C drive?
Oh, only one C drive.
This whole things together is called mount. Okay. Here, my PC, this is a C drive. Forget about the E drive right now. Can you create a multiple C drive in one operating system?
No.
That's what I was saying. So here mount means see here, root file system. Can you have a 2 etc? Can you have a 2 opt? Can you have a 2 let's say bin?
Yeah.
No. So that is what I was talking about.
And same for PID also, you're saying the same logic. Only one
Yeah.
process, everything is unique.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
So everything PID means start with a 0 to go to the as many you wanted. So guys, here actually what is happening? Allowed by the kernel. Allowed by the kernel, it's allowed multiple. Yeah, this is also allowed multiple, multiple, multiple. But guys, allowed by in operating system 1, 1, 1 and multiple. But the real question was what you need it. Need is important, okay? To run one app, I need one user. Let me again show you. I need one user. This is my application, okay? Teams.exe. Then I need, think about it, very simple thing. I need a mount. So this team is located here. Look at this here. I'll show you rather than talking. So program files, team, right? Should be team or Microsoft. Here. See here. Where is the team? Should be. I don't know where I installed it. I really don't know where I installed it. I can check team. Right click. This is a shortcut. Services. I want to see services running where. Locate it. I'm just locating it. Team. Microsoft team. Which is the process. Okay. I'm not able to locate it immediately. Property. Okay. These all are coming from app data. No problem. Yeah. All are, I think, installed in app data. Okay. So here. Yeah. So what is need? What do you need? So here app. Here what is the app? Team. Then team need what? Operating system. Operating system means root file system. Understand that. And then root file system. So these are the two things you needed. This was a good example here. Okay. So how many you need it? Mount. Only one. How many PID you need it? Only one for one application. How many network? One. How many allowed in operating system? One. How many allowed in kernel? Multiple. And this is multiple 1, 1, 1. So guys, the question was, what are the resources we needed to run one app or one software in the kernel? Did we understand all of this? All of this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, great. But the question was not this one, guys. The question was, what is container? What was container? So let's go back to the topic. Now we will be able to resolve that within the next 10 minutes only. Here, guys, what is the definition of PC? What is the definition of PC? Guys, what is the definition of PC?
Program counter.
Please enroll our general membership for $3.99 plan to get access of all the parts.
Along with that, you can access our other tutorials such as Docker, Ansible, Jenkins, Terraform, Splunk, AWS, Azure, and various other DevOps related premium tutorials with our channel membership. If you would have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@devopsschool.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video. To get our channel membership, click onto the join button, select the $3.99 plan and grow your skills immensely. Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest. Thanks for watching.